Planning a road trip through Normandy, this region of France is packed with scenic drives, coastal views, fairy tale towns, and delicious food that'll make you want to move here. And the best part, it's totally doable without spending a fortune. We recently did a road trip through Normandy and the surrounding areas, and in this video we're showing everything you need to plan your perfect trip. We'll cover our top tips for planning a road trip in Normandy, plus our must-visit places, including what to do, see, and eat in each place. Normandy is located in the northwest of France along the English Channel. It's known for some amazing food like apple cider, mussels and fries, camembert cheese. It's also full of history. This region played a major role in World War II, and the D-Day beaches are still one of the most powerful places to visit in France, which we'll get into later. Here's why you should pick traveling by car over anything else. As a family of 4 living in Europe, we love road trips. Compared to other types of travel, it's often more affordable and gives you the flexibility to stop wherever you want, including places you probably miss by train or plane. That's where the real hidden gems are. If you're not bringing your own car, we recommend renting one. We've added a link to the company we use in the description. That said, road trips do require some planning. Make sure to budget for tolls, fuel, and parking. In France, tolls can add up, so we use the Waze app because it estimates toll costs in advance, so you know exactly how much you're going to spend. You can avoid tolls completely if you want to, but keep in mind that the no-toll routes usually take a lot longer, which can be tricky if you're short on time or traveling with kids. Okay, now this is our biggest strategy when picking accommodation. Map out the places you want to visit, draw a rough circle, and find a place to stay in the center of that area. This way, your daily drives are more balanced, ideally no more than 1 to 2 hours each way, and you won't waste time packing up and moving hotels every night. Unless you're in a camper van, staying in one base really simplifies things. And if you want tips on finding beautiful places to stay without settling on cheap hostels, but without blowing your budget, check out our video linked here. Étretat is a stunning town on the coast of Normandy. What makes Étretat special are its dramatic cliffs and rock formations, especially the Port d'Aval Arch and l'Aiguille, sharp needle-shaped one rising out of the sea. The best views are either from the beach. The water is so clear and blue. We went in April and it was a perfect day and there were definitely people, but it wasn't too crowded. And we were so lucky because the weather was amazing. If you can, don't come on a cloudy day. It just won't be the same. Another great place to see the views from the top. Near the Chapelle Notre-Dame de la Garde, you can walk or hop on a little tourist train, or from the Jardin d'Étretat right next to it. The garden is really lovely and worth checking out. Though we did think the price was a bit steep for what it was, just keep that in mind. Still, we're glad we went. There's links for the tickets in the description if you want to book ahead. It's supposed to be inspired by Monet's paintings, and I can definitely see it in some areas. The main thing most people go there for is to see the giant head-shaped sculptures, each with a unique expression surrounded by bushes that look like flower petals. I found them quite interesting and fun to look at. Overall, it's a beautiful, well-looked-after garden with plenty to explore, with a gift shop in this beautiful house with views of the cliffs and a cute little cafe at the bottom. Our favorite part was the view from the lookout, the maze-like spiral bushes, and the Zen garden. For lunch, we had the most amazing moules frites covered in camembert cheese at this spot called La Courtine. The service was so good, and their mussels are imported from different parts of France, so they serve them all year round. We sat outside since it was such a beautiful day, and although we didn't have views of the cliffs, the surrounding buildings were lovely. A big tip when eating meals in touristy places like this is to walk a couple of minutes away from the main areas. This one was about 1 minute away. This is the sacrifice you have to make if you want much better quality food for better prices. Okay, now let's move on to Le Havre. When driving from Honfleur to Étretat, you'll most likely cross the Pont de Normandy. This long bridge is significant because it's the last bridge over the Seine River. Located right at the river's mouth, it connects Honfleur and Le Havre, the major port city at the mouth of the Seine, which is said to be the first city in Normandy, actually. One of our favorite things about driving in Normandy is all the fields of yellow flowers. We kept asking ourselves what they were until we actually decided to Google it. And it turns out they're canola flowers that bloom in the spring, usually from April to May, and are used to make canola oil. In French, it's called colza, and it's extremely common in many supermarket products used for cooking because unlike in America, it's not genetically engineered or heavily refined, and it's actually good for you. Speaking of driving, if you'd like to learn some tips about driving in France, check out this video where we go over road rules specific to France and share advice to help you avoid fines and other issues. Honfleur. This charming port town sits right on the Normandy coast. The port blew us away with all the boats surrounded by colorful buildings and restaurants. While you're there, don't miss the galettes, savory buckwheat crepes, at a cute spot called Jean Crêpe d'Envie. Galettes are originally from Brittany, but since Normandy is right next door, you'll find them here too. We tried one with typical toppings from Normandy like apple, veal sausage, and creamy camembert. It was so good. If you want more ideas of things to do in Honfleur, we've added some stuff in the blog post, so definitely go check that out in the description. Mont Saint-Michel. Mont Saint-Michel is a stunning island commune, a medieval abbey that seems to float above the sea. You have to park at the Mont Saint-Michel parking lot where you can take the free shuttle bus, Le Passeur, to the island. But we suggest walking the 2.5 kilometers. It's a much better experience and you see a lot more. You definitely should go all the way up to see the abbey and stop by the different viewpoints. Pro tip, don't eat at any of the restaurants on the island. They are total tourist traps and have terrible reviews. Instead, next to the parking lot, there are lots of French restaurants by the river. We went to La Salicorne and absolutely loved their creamy moule frite, mussels and fries, which is typical in Normandy and a must try. While you're here, stop by the Barrage du Mont Saint-Michel for breathtaking views. We suggest timing it to see the sunset over the island. Avranches. Very close to Mont Saint-Michel, Avranches is one of my personal favorite towns. We highly suggest just getting lost in all the little streets and seeing their charming houses. This place is known for the Église Notre-Dame des Champs and the Jardin des Plantes, a gorgeous public garden with views of Mont Saint-Michel in the distance. It's seriously beautiful. Fun fact, the Scriptorial Museum here keeps an ancient manuscript from Mont Saint-Michel, including a Bible from the 9th century. If you love history, definitely pay it a visit. As for what we ate, right next to the church there's a patisserie called Éclat de Fèves, and we're not even kidding, we had the best caramel eclair of our lives there. The caramel flan was also amazing, and we gave the brioche normande a try too, since brioche is originally from Normandy, but honestly the eclair and flan stole the show. We didn't have any main meals in Avranches, but we did find this little town close by called Vannes that we stopped by for dinner one night at a crêperie we found after hours of looking for something on Google Maps while driving. We drove past the town, which looked very cute, but the restaurant itself was so charming and the staff was super friendly and welcoming. They sat us by a table by the fireplace, which just made the whole vibe very cozy. We each had a galette for our main meal and they were delicious. For dessert, we had sweet crepes. The most memorable one was the Black Forest one I ordered, one of the best crepes we've ever tasted. Of course, everyone had to have a bite. We highly recommend booking a table here and stopping by. If you're planning to visit the D-Day beaches, here's one important tip. Come early. We went to Omaha Beach late in the day and found out all the museums and cemeteries were already closed. Totally our mistake for not checking the times, so don't make the same one. Despite some truly bad organization from our part, Omaha Beach was still incredibly moving. There's this huge metal monument called Les Braves or Les Braves, a tribute to the Allied forces that landed here. Along the beach, you'll also find info boards that walk you through the events of June 6, 1944. Further along the shore, there's a memorial bunker with a strategically placed cannon gun still preserved, a reminder of how close the battle was to the waterline. Just up the hill is the Normandy American Cemetery in Colvire-sur-Mer. It holds the graves of 9,389 soldiers who lost their lives during the D-Day landings. The cemetery is open every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. except on December 25th and January 1st. Just make sure to arrive at least 30 minutes before closing. Being a seaside town, Granville is known for its seafood. There's this spot right by the port called Restaurant du Port, and we loved it so much we actually went back a year later on our recent trip just to eat there again. Their creamy moule frite, that's mussels with fries, were amazing when they're in season, of course. The second time we went, they didn't have any mussels available, which totally surprised us. We ended up trying other seafood dishes on the menu, not what we were craving, but still good and fresh. And it's also just about an hour's drive from Mont Saint-Michel, so it's easy to fit into your itinerary. If you're visiting some of these places in Normandy, you'll notice a lot of them are super close to Brittany, a stunning region right next door. If you can, we suggest these places here on the screen, but we will be posting a video about Brittany soon, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. If you're planning a trip to France and want more ideas, check out our France playlist. We've got tons of videos with our favorite cities, towns, and road trip spots across the country. See you in the next one. Safe travels.